Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Stitchwork. I'm here with my little buddy here. This is Boomer. He's a little bit. He's a little tired right now because I just gave him a bath, and we found out that he's very, very sick, like to the point where he can't gain any muscle or weight, and we have to make sure he gets checked by a vet and get some medicine, a certain kind of medicine. He has hookworm, the poor thing, and we found out that he's like 8 or 9 months for real. We found out that he's not 4 or 5 by my ex-friend, and we've also found out that he was really badly abused. I think his brother was badly abused too, but Boomer was really badly abused. And I'm trying to set up a Patreon page, and I actually don't know how. I think it's an app that I have to upload, and I'm trying to set one up so that I can actually afford to get him into a vet clinic to as soon as possible, because his brother was put down because he was so violently sick. He lost weight super fast and was like a skeleton. And the owners were really, really sympathetic and were very, very upset. And because they got the dog, I guess, for their daughter or their son to play with, for basically the same reason we did, for like therapeutic or something. And this poor little guy is suffering so much. I think actually my ex-friend must have either tried to drown them so she wouldn't have to take care of him and his brother, and he is more afraid of water than a cat is. He literally tried to scratch up my arm, try to bite me, which his bites don't really hurt, but if he really wanted to hurt me, he could really go for my face. But I had his harness on and a leash on him to try to keep him in the tub so that I can clean his body, because he has been having diarrhea. He hasn't been putting on much, not any weight basically, since we got him. He's gotten a little bit fat in the legs, in the back legs, but that's about it. You can still make out a little bit of his ribs and stuff like that in his spine, like when he lays down or stretches. But he gave me such a bad time in the bathtub, and he's afraid. I think it's the faucet. I still have to clean my glasses off. You should have saw my shirt. I had you see this blue one I have on that's messy? I have a purple one just like this, and in the same condition with the shoulders, the framing, and it was just terrible. It made me feel so bad. I can only get from the lower part of the neck and shoulders down to his tail to wash. I couldn't get any higher up his neck, even with the harness on. I'm actually drying the harness because we use it a lot so we don't have to use a collar so it doesn't choke him. And he's going to have to use his jacket, of course, because I try to dry him off as best as possible. The only thing that's dry is his tail and his back legs. His like lower half is dry. And right now he's calming down. And as soon as I said Patreon, he just let out like a long sigh. So I'm actually letting him calm down in my bed and just chill, because he was whining. He was getting really upset. His eyes looked like they were bulging out of his head and everything. It was so sad to see him so upset, because a lot of dogs don't hate water. I didn't understand why he hated it so much. And normally it's cats that hate water. So I said to my sister while she's out, I said on video chat, I said, from now on, let only me give him baths, because I don't want her getting hurt. I don't want anything happening to her clothes. And since I wear like hand-me-downs and ripped up clothes anyways, I might as well give him baths. But yet we're still going to have to get him professionally clipped of his claws, because we tried to do it before his bath and he almost bit Sharon quite a few times, like warning bites, so nobody can basically go near his nails. And so I'm going to have to take him to a professional place to get his nails done, and it's not it's like an arm and a leg. So I want to try to start off a Patreon page. So if anybody knows how, I think it's an app, but I'm going to look it up and start out a Patreon page to try to help me afford to get him all fixed up and get some weight on him. And I also found out that he is full-blooded Jack Russell Terrier, and he's a white one. He's a white Jack Russell Terrier. No other markings, just a little bit of tanness, and I think that's from people smoking around him. Because when you're a white animal and you get a lot of people smoking around you, your coat kind of shifts to a tannish color, and it stains the coat. So yeah, honey, you gotta keep your head up off the blanket so you don't kick yourself in the face. Just put your head up there. No, you're not supposed to cover your nose either. You're like suffocating yourself, honey. Oh, his head's tilted. No, come on. Let your nose breathe. Keep your head down there then. Keep your head down there. Don't go kicking yourself. Also, the pads of his front legs and back legs are swollen. The big parts of the pads are badly swollen. And we thought he was just ticklish, that's why he was kicking. No. He must have stepped on glass or something, and my ex-friend never took him. Even when they were puppies, she never took them to a vet. She was very cruel, dishonest to me and my sister, and just wanted to get rid of them so she can go back to her very abusive ex-husband. And, yeah, so I gotta try to figure this out. And if anybody can help me, leave a comment down below. And, yeah, please help me out as much as possible. It would mean the world to me to see him gain some weight and some muscle, because all the food we're feeding him, he eats a lot and drinks a lot and never gains anything. Plus, we exercise him and take him out, and he's been having diarrhea a lot. And he used to have solid poops and a mix of diarrhea and solid poops, but now he's been just pissing everywhere, diarrhea everywhere. I've been helping my sister try to get him treats that won't cause diarrhea, like dry treats, but he also needs dental care. Not all of his teeth came in yet because of the abuse, and his lips are very swollen too. So he's been badly abused, and I feel very sorry for him. And I feel very sorry for my friend, because as soon as I see her, I'm going to let all my friends know to keep an eye out for her. Even my friends, the twins, because they know that animal abuse, when it's almost like when you go into jail and they find out that you hurt a child, you're basically targeted. You're marked. But with the twins, if you hurt an animal, that's just a puppy, that's the same thing. That's the same rule for them. They will go after you. I know it's a spiteful thing or even a bad thing to go targeting somebody, but for two puppies, one that's passed away now because of the abuse and neglect, but now he has no brother and he has no siblings that I know of, and he's the only one left. And we're trying to save his life now. And I'm going to let the twins know as much as I can. Try to let them know that Amanda abused and tortured this dog. And they're not going to let that fly. They're not. And they are on my side a lot, because I'm a twin too. And we used to hang out a lot. So I'm not vengeful. I'm not spiteful. And I don't target people for any old reason. And this puppy, I want to keep around as much as possible for my nephew, because he needs a therapeutic pet. He needs something to comfort him when he's sad or lonely. And this dog is it. This dog was just the perfect one for him. And he's teaching him responsibility. And that's what my nephew needs. Something to teach him responsibility and to love him back. More than what we can give him. As an aunt, as his mother, as his father, this pet gives him somewhat more comfort, something to hug, something to play with outside, and we need that for him. So if anybody can give me the information about Patreon, I heard it's a really good thing, an app or a system to use. It would really help me out to to earn some money on a Patreon page, to get him to get neutered, to get him his shots, to get all of his care taken care of, to get his medicine for the hookworm, because without the medicine, I can't get him neutered. He has to be a certain weight, he has to be healthy, and before he gets neutered, and we need that as soon as possible. And his shots have to be done. So, people on YouTube, anywhere that see this video, please help me out. I'm begging you. And normally I don't beg people for anything. I'm literally starting to cry over this. Because if he ends up dying because of this, my nephew is gonna be so upset. And believe me, I never fake cry. I never do. So I have to go and make sure he dries off and everything so he doesn't get sick more. So I gotta go, guys, and I'll talk to you guys again. This is Stitchwork signing out. Bye, guys.